Hi, good afternoon. My name is Pat Morin, and I'm just your friendly neighborhood attorney and former Army officer. So, what do I have today? I've got a tale of 4 shoes. So, if you notice here, they're all Jim Green shoes, or Shoellies. They're all Jim Green Shoellies, and 2 of them are their new Barefoot ones, and 2 are their standard versions. So, without further ado, let's take a little bit of a deep dive. So, the Jim Green, I've got one Barefoot Houston Black, one standard Houston Black. I've got a Fudge Shoelie, and I've got a Houston Brown Barefoot Shoelie. Now, these come with the steel shank. These do not come with the steel shank. They're all 4 very comfortable. This is their ASHM last right here, ASHM last. These are their Barefoot last, which is similar to their steel toe last. It's an EE last. So their regular African Ranger last is a triple E. This is a double E. Now these do come with a this one's got a thermoplastic toe, so the toe is a little bit stiff and not as squishy. These do not have a thermoplastic toe on them, so I actually prefer these over these. I like the width on these more. I have a 12E Brannick left foot, and I'm an 11.7 EE right foot. So for the ASHM last, I order a 12.5. For the Barefoot last, I order a 12. Now, my toes fit perfectly in both. They're not squished. I don't mind either of them. I just prefer Barefoot over this. This version does look a bit more business casually. I'm an attorney, and I wear all 4 to the office. They're super comfortable. I love them. The fact that they look kind of like dress shoes or casual shoes, nothing for suits, but they look like the modern version of an American dress shoe, which is a little bit more business casual than anything. These do just fine in a law office setting. With a pair of chinos, with a chino pants, a white button down or whatever color button down you want, and then one of these. I get away with them all the time. My bosses don't bat an eyelash, especially nowadays where you've got a lot of attorneys and professionals wearing dress shoes that look like sneakers with those big, thick, white outsoles. I think that looks atrocious. I don't like them. I don't care how comfortable they are. God help me, I think they look terrible. But people like them, and it's becoming the style. Like, I've even seen them in court. People would wear those shoes to court. So honestly, you could probably get away with these in a suit in court. I wouldn't recommend it, but that's kind of where the style is going, especially here in South Florida. So these are 360-degree stitch down on both of them. Let me see here. Yes, they are 360-degree stitch down. So 360-degree stitch down all around. This has, the Barefoot one has double row stitch down all around. The regular one also has very tightly woven double row stitch down, and it's really, really nice. I'm not one for stitch per inch. I don't really care about that. If the stitching is off by a little bit, I'm not gonna ring up the boot and shoe company and like, hey, the stitch is off by like a fraction of a millimeter. I want a refund, or I want it returned for a new pair. I'm not doing that. 1, I'm not dealing with that, with the hassle of that. 2, it's a shoe. It's gonna be worn. It's gonna be, the scratches will be had. Stitches will be messed up. However, a little bit of a mess up is not going to destroy the shoe. However, these have no issues on them, at least my pairs don't. The stitching is absolutely perfect if you care for that. Now this does have, you can see it better on this one. This does come with the leather midsole with the resin runner, and then their wedge, their outsole, which is the one that Wes over at Roseanne will develop with them. This is super grippy. I did not wear these to Colorado. I wore my African Rangers to Colorado with the Barefoot African Rangers, and they did really well in the ice, in the snow, in the pavement, in the frozen pavement. These soles, I love them. I swear by them. They're great. I wear my African Rangers, and I'll sometimes even wear these to the gym to weight lift. I'll do deadlifts. I don't do heavy deadlifts because my back is messed up, but I still will do light deadlifts with these on, and they are great. I love them for deadlifting. Very light squats because my back and my hips are messed up. So I'll use these or my African Rangers, and they're great. These soles, this version, the original Shoellies, they don't come with the leather midsole. They have the resin runner, and then they've got this sole on there. I forget the name of this sole. The name of the sole escapes me. It's made from a genuine soft rubber compound for extra comfort. They're plenty comfortable, especially in the office all day long, walking around the office, walking to and from the car, whether it's to go home or to go into the office, walking around wherever I'm going for lunch. It's great, and I've gotten some compliments on these. Nothing yet on these, but I don't care because these are the more comfortable of the styles, I think, at least for my feet, my flat feet. So I couldn't recommend them enough. Now there are some guys that have done reviews that have taken these on safaris, and I wouldn't put it past these shoes. Like, these shoes could definitely make it to hell and back. I haven't worn either of these pairs too much. As you can see, the fudge still looks almost immaculate. I haven't done anything in terms of putting any leather balm or any leather on there. I've got the Jim Green leather balm that they sell to try out once the time comes where I need to condition them. But so far so good. And I've had these two for about 4 months now, and I've had these two for about a month and a half since they came out, and I could not recommend them enough. The regular ones are $130. The Barefoot ones are $140. Why the price difference? I think it's probably because of that leather midsole, and you get extra leather because of the wider last. So I think that's kind of why it's a little bit more expensive. But honestly, I would recommend these as casual shoes, business casual shoes, as long as you don't work in a place that's too much of a stickler for what you're wearing on your feet. You'll get away with them. In my office, as long as it's leather and not tennis shoes, they really don't care. So I get away with them, and they're super comfortable. Now I've got Nick's boots that I'll wear sometimes. I've got my Iron Rangers that I'll wear sometimes to work. And these are just the most comfortable things to wear day in, day out, because they're so light, they're good quality, they're comfortable, and I think they look nice. I like them. That's pretty much all to be said. Now the eyelets, they don't have any brass. Now this is, your laces are going straight through the leather. Over time, I could see a problem with the leather eventually, eroding and the laces cutting all the way through, but honestly, that's probably going to take a decade, if not more, of daily wear and daily, messing with your shoes. Now, if you've got a good rotation, I doubt you'll ever have an issue with that, and your laces will most likely go before these eyes go. So, I don't foresee a problem with that in the future if you're ever wondering about that. These do have the Gym Green frog on the back, so you know the same as on these. I don't mind them. They actually I kind of get a kick out of the Gym Green frog. No one's noticed them, but you know, if anyone ever asks, I'll tell them, you know, about the Gym Green brand and about the Gym Green frog. These shoes aren't part of their African Ranger program. So one of the things that I love about Gym Green is that if you buy, there's certain boots that if you buy a pair of them, they go towards helping provide shoes for African Rangers who are actually out in the safaris, who are actually out fighting poachers and making sure that innocent animals are safe and okay and aren't getting, you know, murdered for their pelts or for their ivory. So if you buy, you know, if anyone buys 10 or more of these pairs, like the African Rangers or the Barefoot African Rangers or the Boababs or any of the other boots, some of them are part of that program where every 10 pairs sold, you know, they donate a pair to the African Rangers. And it's January of 2025, and so far I think they've provided about like 10,000 pairs of boots for African Rangers, and I love that. I highly respect Gym Green as a brand. I love them. I'm so glad that I got turned on to them by Carl Morawski and by Rose Anvil. I can't thank those guys enough. I love the work that they do, and yeah, I couldn't recommend them enough. Now, these aren't, you know, gusseted shoes, so they're like regular shoes. They're not gusseted. The tongue doesn't come gusseted all the way to the top. The gusset is right by where, I forget what this part is, but the tongue comes up, the tongue's gusseted right up to here, and then the rest of it is not gusseted. So, you know, dirt and dust and grime can get into your shoes, can get into your socks. These are the same. They're only gusseted up to about right here. I don't know if you can see where my finger is, but that's the nature of the beast with these shoes. You know, they're not like the African Rangers that are gusseted all the way up to the top eyelets. These are not gusseted at all. So your mileage may vary as to how protective they are with you in the elements. Me, I haven't had an issue yet. I haven't worn them hiking yet. I haven't worn them on safari. I love hiking. Never been on a safari, but I would assume that they would do just fine. So, again, my name is Pat Morin, your friendly neighborhood attorney and former Army officer, and this has been a little bit of a deep dive on the Gym Green Shoellies, and I hope you enjoy.